Welcome back. So I'm Dave, and today we're going to go through a past exam question on Voronoi diagrams. So this question's worth 6 marks, so we should be able to get through it in 6 minutes or less. It was from May 2024, and start the clock. Points A, B, and C are shown on the following diagram, along with the perpendicular bisector AB, AC, and BC. Okay, so they've given us a diagram. It looks like they've marked all the bisectors. Let's maybe label those up to check which one is which. So this is the bisector for AB. I can see that through sight. BC is this one. So that means this bisector here will be AC. Okay, that's good practice to make sure that we have all of the bisectors. The perpendicular bisector BC, okay, so that was this one that I've just circled, passes the axis through 0, -1, so that's here. So this is 0, -1, and this is, and it also passes through 2, 0. Okay. Write down the equation of the perpendicular bisector BC. There's a reason why they gave us those coordinates, is so that we can now find the gradient of that line. So we can do y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Therefore, we're just going to use the coordinates that they gave us. 0 minus 1, so that's plus, over 2 minus 0. So therefore, it's a half. Now, we could have just really found that also by counting the squares and doing rise over run. But I use the coordinates. Okay, it doesn't ask us what form for the equation of that line to be in, so I'm just going to use the simple y equals mx plus c. We have now been given half x plus c because we just found the gradient, and we need to know a point that it passes through, so I can pick any point at all on the line as long as it passes through that point. I'm just going to use simply 2, 0. So when x is 2, y is 0. So when x is 2, y is 0, so that'll be a half times 2 plus c. So 0 equals 1 plus c, so therefore c equals -1. So the final equation of that line, BC, I'll write it nice and clear here. Okay, so the equation of the line would be y is equal to half x minus 1, and that is the first part A completed. Equation of the perpendicular AB, so let's go back. AB is this one that I'm circling in green, is given to be -3x plus 23. Find the coordinates of V. Okay, that is the intersection of all the bisectors where the perpendicular bisectors meet. Give your answer to 4 significant figures. Right. Okay, so in order to find V, we really only need to use 2 equations. It's where 2 equations would meet in the center, so we're going to use simultaneous equations. It doesn't matter which ones you use, but for time, we're going to use the ones that we have just calculated. So we've just found BC, so let's remind ourselves that BC bisector was from part A of the question, which was half x minus 1, and then they have just told us in this part of the question that AB is equal to -3x plus 23. Okay, so it doesn't matter which 2 lines you meet because all 3 of them actually meet at that same point V. So just pick 2. So I'm going to jump over to my calculator here, and you can either rearrange and equate these together and solve. So if you prefer the more algebraic approach, you can just solve for this, okay, by rearranging and making x the subject, or you could just use the simultaneous equation solver. So I'm just going to use the latter, because if you're doing this course, then you have access to the simultaneous equation solver. So I'll just go over to here and we go menu, algebra, solve a system of linear equations, 2 equations, 2 unknowns, and let's go ahead and put these in. So it's half x minus 1, so y equals 0.5 x minus 1, and then we move down and we have the other line to be equal to -3x plus 23. So y equals -3x plus 23. Press enter. And that is our coordinate where they meet. So it says, let's put this back up here. Give your answer to 4 significant figures, right? So they meet at the coordinate 6.8, 4 significant figures, 6.857, that is 4 significant figures, and the y 2.429. 2.429 to 4 significant figures. End of part B. The Voronoi diagram is constructed with points A, B, and C as the 3 sites. Clearly draw the edges of the diagram. Okay, I'm going to do this on the diagram above. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back up. So it just wants us to draw the edges out now. This should be relatively straightforward. Okay, I'm going to draw the edges in this purple color. Okay, this purple color here that I've just done. So looking at site A and B, the bisector for A and B is this line here, right? And I would stop at the vertex. Now I want to look for the bisector between B and C, and that is this one here. Now the last and final bisector would be the one between A and C. So the one that we want to draw between A and C is actually this one here. Now they all meet at this vertex in the middle here, so all the edges of the Voronoi diagram spread out from that central vertex. Okay, and that is the completed Voronoi diagram. Stop the clock. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to see more math tutorials. Check out my playlists on my channel or click one of the videos above. I'll see you next time.